Hi everyone, my name is Mr. Watson, and in this video I'm going to be giving you an overview and a little bit of context for Carol Ann Duffy's poem War Photographer. And this poem is part of AQA's GCSE English Literature, Power and Conflict syllabus. The poem depicts the experiences of a photographer who returns home to England to develop the hundreds of photos he has taken in an unspecified war zone. Now, being a war photographer means making some difficult decisions. So, what kind of conflicting decisions does somebody in this job have to make? Well, first of all, a war photographer is the only person who can report the truth of war. They have a responsibility to the people who are suffering to validate it. Governments will often try to deny the atrocities that are taking place, and so photographic evidence of these atrocities validate them. There's the potential that maybe these photographs will encourage people or force the authorities to get involved and help. And it could be that to be a war photographer, you enjoy the chaos and the adrenaline. There are, of course, some difficult decisions that come with it. So, for example, if you want to show the truth, you can't help the people you are photographing, no matter how horrific the situation they're in may be. You will then have to live with the guilt of this decision of not becoming involved. You will, of course, see things that will damage you emotionally, horrific things, and you will find it difficult to live a normal life outside of a war zone. For example, you'll find it challenging to interact with family and children and friends. Now, a major reason for this is something called PTSD, which stands for post-traumatic stress disorder. The NHS's definition of post-traumatic stress disorder is that it is a mental health condition caused by a traumatic experience. Symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder include flashbacks, nightmares, feeling very anxious, and having difficulty sleeping. The main treatments for post-traumatic stress disorder are antidepressants and talking therapies. Any situation that a person finds traumatic can cause post-traumatic stress disorder. Examples include a road accident, an assault, and childbirth. So it's clear to see that PTSD isn't something that just affects soldiers. It can affect anybody who sees or experiences something traumatic. And for these war photographers, they will be seeing traumatic and horrifying situations all the time. The photographer in the poem wrestles with the trauma of what he has seen and his bitterness that the people who view his images are unable to empathise fully with the victims of catastrophic violence abroad. The poem references a number of major historical airstrikes and clearly draws imagery from Nick Ut's famous Vietnam War photograph of children fleeing the devastation of a napalm bomb. This image is shown partially on the right hand side there. So the photographer shows clear signs of PTSD, with trembling hands and flashbacks to the horrors that he has witnessed. He focuses on the job at hand and perseveres despite how difficult it must be for him to relive those horrendous experiences. At the end of the poem, there is a sense of frustration aimed at those who fail to truly understand the trauma and suffering of those he has photographed. He has hundreds of images, each one telling a distinct story, and yet his editor will choose only a few for the front page of the newspaper. It is also implied that those who read the newspaper and see these images are also incapable of empathizing to the same extent as the photographer. Okay, so that's all for this video. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please leave a like, and why not subscribe so you don't miss any other videos that I upload on this channel. Thanks again for watching. Hope to see you next time. Bye for now.